There we are getting very good odds, but we just have such an awful position. I don't really don't like flatting there. Here, medium 127, 4X's from under the gun, and B Paris flats. I remember this hand. I remember distinctly remember playing this hand. B Paris is very good and is sort of known for being a nit, which I don't think is true in general. In fact, he's pulled some moves that against me that I personally thought were pretty spewy. He's definitely very tight with deeper stacks, and here we're over 40 big blinds deep. I don't expect him to be. I expect him to be flatting a pretty tight, strong range here, and I also expect medium's range to be strong as well. I don't think either of them are light in this spot. So I have a beautiful hand. I have ace king suited here, but I'm also deep. I have a fantastic stack deep in a Sunday major, and I'm just not looking to take a hugely high variance spot. Sure, it's probably plus EV to 3-bet and get it in here, but at the same time I'm just going to run into the tops of ranges by doing so. I have a hand that flops extremely well, plays extremely well, and by flatting here I keep worse aces in their range, I keep worse kings in their range. I can get it in with worse flush draws when clubs come. I think that, and just being able to have a little bit more maneuverability than just 3-bet calling, all of those things I think make this a flat preferable to a 3-bet call in this spot. So I end up flatting. And we flop top pair. Great flop for us. Nice and dry. And it checks to us. Now, I think that either checking or betting are both perfectly fine here. There's 144,000 in the pot, and about just shy of 3 times that back. So the nice thing about betting here is that it's going to make it easier to get stacks in by the river. The nice thing about checking is that it protects our range a little. It protects the times that we want to check back, tens and jacks and queens, to be checking back a hand as strong as ace king here. Adds a little bit of a deception to our play. I opt for the check. Turn is a 3, and they both check again. There's no more checking anymore. No need to be deceptive. When they both show no interest in this pot on flop and turn, we can be betting here with a pretty wide range, and this is perfectly fine sizing, and we get called by a medium 127. There's just about a pot-sized bet left, and the river is an ace. It's a great card for us, just because it makes it greatly reduces the number of ace-x combos that we can have, and he checks. I think jamming here, it's pretty clear. It does put him in a really tough spot with stuff like, a hand even as strong as kings and queens and jacks, because he does really have to, he has to call off his tournament life with 2 aces on board. But at the same time, I think if I'm going to bluff here, I'm definitely going to shove, just because it does put him in such a tough spot. I'm just going to be jamming with my entire range here, and I do, and he ends up folding. So, I think I'm happy with the way I played it. I think in the end, I think he probably had a hand like jacks or queens, maybe even kings. Although I'm not sure he 4x's kings under the gun. I think he had like tens, jacks, or queens, and I think that maybe betting the flop allows me to end up getting two streets, but at the same time, who knows? Maybe not. I think in a three-way pot, I would probably just check fold queens or jacks here if I were him, just because on the flop he's going to have B pair stacked behind him, so it's sort of a tough spot.